to it. So I'm curious to know, when exactly did you find out that you were getting your spinoff?
When 50 told me I was getting it.
Okay. And so was this during the last season of Power, or?
Just said like season 5, he's like, yo, this something should happen like this, and then it should go like the natural progression of the show is that it could, it's a show about 2 brothers. One of them's dead. That's the natural progression of the Power show. And then I don't exactly know what. Be honest with you, babe, I don't know. I'm just an actor. I just show up and know my lines. Yeah. But I don't know what agendas lie and what happens. But powers that are above my pay grade said that the Ghost show comes first, then the Kanan show, and then the Tommy show. Yeah. So I'm glad I was available because I love the character.
You know what, Joseph, first of all, I have to say you've been so loyal to us when we were after Buzz, and you've come on from Jumpstart, and I definitely appreciate that. We all appreciate that. But I remember when you came into the studio and you were telling us about your background in acting, and at times where you were just like, I don't even know if this is going to happen, but you stuck with it. Something in there, just your passion for acting, you stuck with it. But you said something in this last episode that I want to bring to your attention, that I wonder if it translates to real life. There was a scene where you said, I just never had nothing that was all mine. When I was a corner boy, I was always hustling for somebody else. People slept on me like I was coming off the bench, but I never wanted nothing else but this. And I thought that was so deep and dope, because in a way that could kind of translate to real life. When you were on Power, I don't know if you ever knew that you would have your own spinoff, something that was your own. Did you ever have a desire to do something on this level? And then how does that line translate for you in real life?
Well, I mean, to put that, sure. There's a lot of questions. I think you're spot on, Robin, that since you guys been here since the beginning, I mean, really and truly, I take my role as an actor seriously but lightly. You know what I mean? I'm good at what I do, but I'm prepared for what I do. I'm a professional and I do my thing. But part of my thing as an actor is not to care or put investment in the trajectory of the show. My investment is right now.
Right now.
This episode. And so I didn't think about this show going more than the 8 episodes of the first season. I was grateful every season that it went. But, to be a lead on the show since the beginning, I think that part of the longevity of the character is the non-expectation. I think just like Tommy, I was ready to die every day. And that's why he lived. But then you're right, though. There is something in there. Like, I never had anything that was, I mean, I didn't even realize it at the time, but boy, that really does. Art imitates life so exactly, a lot in that I didn't. But part of it for me as Joseph, I don't necessarily need anything to be mine. I don't need to be the I don't need my name in lights and stuff. I need to do a good job. Like, I'm a good leader when there's nobody else leading or it's mine. So like, this was my show. I stepped up. I know what to do. But I never try to, like, I just said this actually recently too, but I never have any problem fighting for the best idea. I have my own ideas. Other people have their own ideas. I don't have to be like, no, but my idea. I always am like, oh, no, that's a better idea. Yeah. So you got to be present and listen and be part of all that. But I was also, blessed with a brilliant cast. I mean, then to answer Bam's question again, Fifth also said, he goes, the other shows were not tested. They didn't have a lead from the Power show. The only one that did is the Tommy show right now, the 4th show. So he's like, in some ways that was the test. Like, these other shows tested, they did great. And then you have the Tommy show. And man, I'm so excited about season 2. We have Gary Lennon, who you guys know really well.
Oh yeah, we love Gary. Yeah.
He's the absolute best. And I'm so excited to get started with him. That was a little long-winded, but I hope
that was good. No, that was great. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Go ahead.
So Joseph, I want to ask you, did you have any involvement in shaping where this next level of Tommy is going, where we'd see him in this next life without Ghost, without New York? Did you talk it over with the writers? Have you talked it over with Gary for season 2, where kind of you want to see the arc and the direction of the character heading?
Yeah, I did with Gary. I did the first season. No, they did not. I had no part about Tommy coming to Chicago. Like, I love Chicago. I'm from Chicago. I lived there till I was 21 years old. Everything. What did you like about the Power Show? What did you like about the first season of the show? Because Gary, in a lot of ways, now God, we have to give respect to the Queen, Courtney Kemp, for the creation.
Absolutely.
But don't forget, that was kind of the idea of Tommy was still kind of, you know, coming out of the primordial mold. And so the second season, they brought in Gary Lennon to develop the character. So Gary, in some ways, is Tommy Egan. So the voice that I had an interesting time with was that I felt like a lot of times that Tommy in season 1, which is always going to be Southside Jamaica Queens Tommy Egan for sure, because he already established in the Power Show. He was born in New York City. He was raised in Flushing before he moved to Southside Jamaica Queens. We cannot go any other way. That's established in the Power universe. So there were some times where I had to remind people of stuff and be like, that seems like a great idea. However, you have to watch this show called Power and you'll get all this information. So we stuck to the story, I think, pretty well. And then Gary is just such a developer. He and Courtney, myself, 50. I mean, how much of the Tommy character is based on 50 Cent? So I look no further than 50 Cent interviews. Like, I just, in the last one, you know, where Tommy's in the suit and they're talking about the monorail. And Tommy's like, he's like, ain't that one thing that what's his name? That run through that is 50 Cent. Like, if you listen to a 50 Cent review, like, what's it? That you know, like, so it's like a lot of that, and that's just from the Force Show, but like the Power Show, there's so many 50 Cent things too. So it's everybody. I don't ever try to take full credit for the Tommy character. I would never. That would be irresponsible. So I'm just grateful to have that team and that lightning in a bottle.
One of the things that I liked is how they expanded on the Tommy backstory. So we find out like the smallest thing. So obviously, you know, there's your brother JP, but something that was interesting is we find out that you were like 6 years old in 1982, which means you're technically born in 76. And so I wondered, like,
but that's absurd. Like, that timeline makes no sense. See, I wasn't a producer on the show that first season. So I tell people these things and like, they're just like, oh, it's okay. Nobody's going to care. I'm like, you don't know Power fans. Everybody's going to. How is Tommy, like, I'm 45. I'm proud to be 45. How's Tommy 45 years old if he was 35 in the Power Show, which happened over a period of months?
Yeah.
You know? And then they start saying these, like, oh, and I've been giving you cocaine for 35 years. I'm like, Tommy's 35. He's been slanging since he was like, you know, 6 months, which is cool. It's a different show. So sometimes that was my only point of frustration. It's like, you have to pay attention to the details, because people like yourselves who love this show as much as I love this show, this is important. We've invested a lot in this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll get back on track, Susan.
That's right.
So great to hear. Go ahead. Robin, you at?
Oh, yeah. I'd like to know, because, well, number one, in the comments, I love reading the comments when we have people on from the cast, and they're giving you so many props, and you know how much people love you, love Tommy. And we've consistently heard from the cast how much of a leader you are, how humble you are, how great of a teacher you are. But talk a little bit about, you know, the cast. The cast, really, you guys all make this show what it is, and we're loving it. But this cast is really amazing, and we hear that you've had, you know, your hands in it, like bringing the brother JP on, Anthony, stuff like that, which I think is really, really amazing. So can you talk a little bit about how that is, and for
Robin,
you working with them?
Cast for the next hour and a half. This is by far the best cast I've ever worked with in my life. Wow. Everybody's been professional. I think that there were some things like I like being on time, and like sometimes people fall into habits of being late, and so I was like, all right, make sure that I'm always on time. you don't always have to be in a good mood. Everybody doesn't have to be your friend, but like, we're having fun. There's no reason this shouldn't be fun. So it's like, also, I was encouraging to young kings like Ahmad Ferguson and Lucian Cambridge to do things that I didn't do at their age necessarily, and that's ask questions. You guys are in a space to learn right now. Like, make this a movie, you know, a class of like directors, great directors. We had great directors all through, but great directors like Deon Taylor, who take people under their wings and like, show you what this
Deon,
like.
yeah.
Deon Taylor that's a goat. That's where we're living in an era of Deon Taylor, who's at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
So what a love to work with him.
Yeah, he's in the chat. What's up, Deon?
Oh, hey Deon, what's up?
And also, Ahmad is in here.
Ahmad is in too.
Yeah.
And Chris Lofton too. Like, talk about somebody who mirrors my, like, I see so much of myself in Chris Lofton. I have to try not to give him treatment because I'm like Chicago and started when he was a kid. You know, like, worked his way up to work his way up. And Chris Lofton is a star. Like, that guy will be, and he's also patient in his stardom. Like, he knows how good he is. He doesn't need to let people, like, when somebody tells you how smart they are and you're like, nah, you know what, maybe you're not so smart. And it's like, smart people never say how smart they are. They're just smart. Chris Lofton doesn't say what a great actor he is and all the steps that he took to get him to where he is now, and all the faith and hard work. And he can, because that man is constantly vibing good vibes. But you know, he must get sad at times, but he doesn't show. He's not that, you know, I always ask him how he's doing and stuff like that. But he's a consummate source of joy. You have old heads that are brilliant. How good is Tommy Flanagan? And how good is Tommy Flanagan with Guy Van Swearingen? What a partnership that is. That just turned our show from one thing into Goodfellas at times. You know what I mean? It's like, it's mind-blowing. The female cast. I mean, look how elite our female cast is right now. And then I thought that was a really great thing that the writers came up with Tommy, kind of with this all-female posse. Because Tommy's like, I don't care. As long as it makes money, I don't care. And that's something about Tommy that I tried to make sure held true. Tommy doesn't judge a 13-year-old with a gun. He wants to see the gun. Oh, what kind of gun that? What kind of gun you got? You know, that's cool. All right. You know, you should know how to work that. Make sure you don't hurt you. You know what I mean? But it's not the joke on the whole moralistic value of that. That's not where Tommy's morals come from. His morals come from, all right, young boy signed up for this. I hope he knows what he's doing. You know, he's gonna get it one day, or he's not. So I hope, you know, remain steady. That was my job, to make sure that the integrity of the character holds up and kind of follows through the pathway. Can I keep going about the cast for one more second?
Of course.
You know, Gabrielle Ryan, who plays Gloria, is just a phenomenal actress. She is so stunning, and to have these women that are so gorgeous, you know, Lily Simmons, Audrey Esparza, obviously Gabrielle Ryan, they're that pretty. They're such good people, guys. I'm telling you, these are real, wonderful human beings who are salt of the earth. Lovely people, so kind, and they don't have to be. They could be jerky, and like, who knows how their stories might change if they were terrible. But they could have. But they're just lovely. They buy flowers for hair and makeup. They buy them gifts for making them look pretty. They know the PA's names. I'm like, these are my people right here. But Tommy Flanagan, oh my God, with Guy, and Anthony Fleming III, who plays J.P. Gibbs. His father, Cedric Young, who also is a Chicago theater actor who I've worked with. But I've known since I was 19 years old. We went to Columbia, Chicago together. You know, we've done plays together. We know the same spots and everything. So there is that, and we're like the same size guy. And you know, he is he's mixed race. So it's like, you can see. Also, he's got a nice, healthy nose, just like your boy. So I'm just like, similarities, you know. And I got these funny little, my Polish eyes kind of look Asian, but it has Filipino in him, so he's got kind of that. So it's a good marriage. But I mean, I could go on and on. Mel Bell, who plays the doctor, is incredible. From Virginia, but she's a Chicago local actress right now too. But the list goes on and on and on about this cast. It's stellar. Isaac Keys. How did I ever forget Isaac Keys? Amazing, beautiful. The stoicism that he brings in there, and how he was able to, you know, how the character. We haven't gotten there yet to see his full kind of the depth potential of what he's going to deliver. But it's there, and he's fantastic, and I love working with him.
We love Tommy and Liliana.
Oh yeah, that dynamic is amazing.
Yeah, the chemistry that you two have is phenomenal. And How did that come about with them bringing Liliana? Was that something that was
That was
already?
Courtney's idea.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smart. That was a really great
It's refreshing because she can hold her own. You know, I think that's what everyone loves about her character. She, you know, she can really hang with with Tommy, and at times sort of like check Tommy a little bit, and it's a great dynamic. Someone asked a question, said, do you guys have that same sort of synergy offline? But I think you answered it in the beginning where you were talking about you guys really do have like great energy, and everybody's having a good time on the set and in real life.
Yeah, it's kind of the first time that the whole cast from soup to nuts that I've ever been on a show like hangs out. Like everybody liked each other, enjoyed each other's company, wanted to know about people's families and what you thought about acting or what else you do. Like I love fishing. People are always like, oh, let me go on that, you know, let me go fishing with you. And I'm like, all right, you know, come through.
Oh, nice.
It was just kind of fun to have a cast that really wanted to get to know me personally in that way. Not that that wasn't, you know, there was lovely people on the Power Show, which we really did enjoy each other's company as well. But it's a different dynamic, I think, in some capacity. This is more like camp. This feels like more like camp. You know, it's special.
Nice.
It's,
You light up in a whole nother way when you start talking about the cast. That's what I love to see. You sound like you really, really love them. It comes through. You can tell.
We got about 5 more minutes, so I want to try and get in as many questions as possible. So Joseph, is there a possibility that we'll see Kate, Tommy's mom, Kate, come soon?
I mean, God, I hope not. Tommy hates that woman.
Okay.
But it would be good TV.
It would be good TV. It would be, and Patricia Kalember, again, talking about cast, what a brilliant actress she is. Her incredible choices there. She goes there. I love that when she did, I don't know if they used it or not in the Take in the Power Show, when she kisses me when she's leaving one time, and it's kind of a seductive kiss. One of those takes split me the tongue. And I will tell you, I have respect for that. She brought it, she went to the next level. And I was just like, touche, mama, touche.
Hilarious.
That is so funny.
So, but yes, any possibility can happen from the Power universe of people coming through. But I also think that Kate would be one of those things that is a possible reality. But I just hope, my hope is, and who knows, I don't write the show, but I have nothing but faith in Gary Lennon, that's for sure, though. But I hope that they don't stretch for the characters. I hope it seems very natural. It's because you could stretch and people will buy it because it's Power. You know how much people love the show. And they'll just be like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And well, they'll go with it. And that's okay. And I get it. I hope that they don't stretch. I hope that it seems like a very natural thing. I don't mind an oh shit moment. Oh shit. But I don't like a what? Oh, okay, it's Power. Like that's what I hope not, because that's easy. And I know that I'm not curing cancer here, but like I feel like we're better than that. Let's work hard. Let's do as good for our audience as they do for us.
Do you have a favorite scene that you've shot that we've already seen, or something possibly that's coming up?
The scene with Cedric Young and JP and Anthony Fleming III, the Gibbs family, was so great. We just did that. I mean, a lot of my stuff with Anthony feels like we're back doing theater together. Whereas like talking, it's so easy, and it's. I know I can trust him very much. I trust everybody. But Anthony and I have a very easy shorthand. I know him enough where I can kind of like zig a little bit, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll zag right here, baby." And you know, so he gets that. So those are very fun. Also, anything with Tommy Flanagan is almost the opposite, because I said to Tommy, Tommy, I love hanging with you and doing scenes with you because I never know what's going to come out of your mouth, because I don't think you know what's going to come out of your mouth. He is the most.
That's fun. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, different energies.
Beautiful.
Just the way.
What a great guy! What a great human being, and what a consummate artist who wants to be like. He's always he discovers the world with a childlike curiosity, and so I think keep watching for that, because every scene, even though sometimes he's very understated and very kind of quiet and precise. Those are real choices, because that's not totally Shane. Like it's fun to have him really embrace this other character, because it's not like Junior, and it's not like on the Get Charlie show stuff. It's a very different Shane, that he's he's really come up with a really cool character. So I'm very excited about that one too.
Okay. We know you got to get out of here. So final questions.
5 more minutes if you want it.
Okay, go. Oh, okay, cool.
Look at you staying and coming through. We appreciate you.
No, I try a lot until 9:45.
Cool.
Amazing. Joseph, I have a question. You mentioned Deon Taylor. We know that he's going to be directing the finale. So can you just talk a little bit about, you guys also have Fear, the film that you filmed during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to know what it is about working with him and what's special that you guys have bonded so quickly.
I think just there's a certain amount of trust you have to have between actor and director. And I think that when I showed up as Mike, it's a great story, maybe for another time, of how I got that role. Omar Joseph got me that role. Big up. So maybe let me tell this story real quick. It's really funny. So they were casting the role, you know, Michael Ealy, Megan Good, and they wanted Michael Ealy's, they basically wanted like Lil Rel or something to be Michael Ealy, you know, like, because they were looking for a black comedian. And so Omar Joseph says to Mark Berg, the big producer on the job, he says, I think I found, you know, his best friend. I know you want a black comedian. I think I found him, but he's a white dramatic actor. And the guy's like, what are you talking about? He goes, no, you gotta trust me. You gotta trust me. He's like, go ask your son. He got his 18-year-old son in like Westchester or something. He goes, ask your son what his favorite shows are. He's gonna tell you Power, and then ask him who his favorite character is. So he comes back the next day, and Mark Berg says, okay, how much is he gonna cost? And so that's how it started with Deon. But then I showed up, like, Deon is so, like, they have a script, you know, which we did not totally have for Fear. Deon has the movie in his head. And Deon asked me to trust him, and something about it just made me say, okay. And he was just like, you know, he just does stuff and on the fly, and ooh, dude, and he's so excited. Oh, do this. And what do you think about that? I'm like, okay, maybe I could do that and this. He's like, yeah, or maybe this and this. And I'm like, yeah, or maybe this and this. And he's like, yeah, well, we gotta shoot one of them. Let's shoot this. You don't stop Deon Taylor from the second you're on set to the start. There's not like nobody's sitting around twiddling their thumbs. There's not like, what do we do? How do we do this? Deon is always shooting something. If he's shooting like a little piece of grass blowing in the wind, like, just because he might use it, he might not, but he's always filming something. And so that was exciting to me. He was also very respectful, and always made the time. He could explain anything going on in the script. So then, when I worked with him on the Fear movie, he just told me it's a concept. I was the first one to sign on. He said, I got no script. Here's the idea. You want to do this movie during the pandemic? I said, hold on, give me a minute to think about it. And he called the next day. Think about it? I said, yeah, okay, I'll do the movie. He's like, oh, I got you. Come on, man. You guys talked to him yet? Have you had him on?
We're trying.
You have got him on. Even if it's 10 minutes, he's worth it. Like, people will fall in love with this man. He is brilliant.
Yeah, he's great.
He's so culture forward, but I'll tell you what, he never forgets. And this is, I shouldn't say that on live. I can tell you guys privately, but he's very inclusive, and he's just loving, even though he stands for what he stands for, but that doesn't mean that I'm excluded. And I was just grateful for that as well. We have incredible actors in that. We have T.I. doing a dynamic performance, I swear to God. Andrew the King Bachelor is so good in it. Deon, you know, asked him and demanded of him to you know, don't rely on your quick timing. And the guy's brilliantly funny. But no, you know, it's genuine. Annie Alonso plays the female lead, and she is stellar. It's really her movie. Idol Goldberg from Snowpiercer and Peaky Blinders is in it, and he is amazing. He's really the glue that keeps this whole thing together. Ruby Modine, who's you know, an indie star, who's just brings it wholeheartedly. It's shot beautifully. I think this thing could blow up. Watch this. If and when this blows up, let's do this again, and we only talk about the Fear movie.
Yes,
sure.
absolutely. You got it.
We are definitely trying to get Deon to come on for the finale episode. So hopefully, Deon, if you're still in the chat room, we'd love to chat with you for the season 1 finale episode.
Guys, I'm up, man. But thank you guys so much. It's great to see you all again.
It's so good to see you. We appreciate you, and always, you're more than welcome anytime to come back. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. You know, I always tune in when you have other people on here too, so it's always fun.
You do. You be giving us love.
I know. We appreciate that.
Ahmad Nicholas Ferguson is actually getting ready to join us because he was in episode 7. So we're going to chat with him now as well. Yeah.
This kid is brilliant. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. Okay. I can't wait.
All right, nice.
All right, love you. guys. See you.
All right,
Love
Thank
you.
you,
We
Joseph.
appreciate
Good
you.
to talk to you.
okay. All right, so now
we've got a mod coming in right now.
yeah.
How exciting is this? Let me put another.
Back to back, a lot going on.
Okay, Ahmad, where you
Monday.
at? Request to join so we
You
can
can
get
request.
you here.
Did he request yet?
Wait, yep, we got him. Here he is. What, accept? There we go. Oh. Wait, why is it not? Oh, there it is. Now we can. There we go. He should be coming in a second.
Bam, can you pin
There we
that?
go.
Ahmad.
Ahmad.
How's it going? Everybody, welcome. Ahmad Nicholas Ferguson. He plays Marshall. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I mean, obviously, you came on right after the man himself gave you so many big props. And, you know, I actually tuned in. I guess it was last week when Joseph did a live and you joined him. I mean, he was saying the same thing. You've really been doing your thing on this show. Talk to us a little bit about your experience with Force.
Man, experience it's been like no other. Like, man, this cast and like everybody from the cast, the crew, just like oriented. I've never met like, and I learned so much wisdom. Joseph, Chris, you know, every time I got to see AF3, Anthony Fleming, you know, he doing wisdom. Like, everybody is just like, everybody has a common goal, which is making it. I feel like that's what we're doing. So
They're saying that they could barely hear you.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I think there's like an echo. So people are saying that that you're breaking up a little bit.
Can they hear me now?
That's
there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, like
go ahead.
You got it. No, you got it.
No, you.
Yeah, but like I was saying, man.
How did you get the role? Tell us how did you get this role?
So I got an audition. The crazy thing is, I originally auditioned for DMAC. So I had to read for DMAC. I auditioned for DMAC. I didn't get it. My brother got it, Lucian Cambridge, who is killing it.
Yeah, he's
Man,
great.
my brother, I love him. So then I was filming another show that I'm on, and I got another audition for it, and it was for Marshall. And I was like, okay, second time around, you know. But I wasn't really like in my head about it. You know, of course, it's Power. So you like, man, like Power is a huge show. It's a huge franchise. So you want it. But around that time, I was in acting classes with my coach, Jossie Harris, and she
Josie Harris, yeah,
that's my acting coach, and she was just instilling in me to be at peace with your process. And so throughout that whole time, I was just, becoming at peace with everything, becoming at peace with the nose, becoming at peace with the journey, of this acting stuff. So I was really like okay about it. Like, I was like, I'm gonna audition. Of course I'm gonna get my best. You always give your best anytime. And so I auditioned. And like 2 days later, they hit me up and was like, okay, we want you for the callback. I was like, okay, cool. So I did the audition and I took a nap. I'll never forget, it was about 4:15, 4:30 when I got off the audition. I woke up at like 6 o'clock and my agent was like, you booked it. And I was like, wow. And that was actually the first time that I ever like booked the role the same day I auditioned for it.
Wow. Okay. And so how soon did you start working after that?
Actually, I started working. I booked it in February, and I started working in March because I came in 102. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started working in March. Actually, 2 days after I lost one of my best friends.
Oh,
yeah. So one of my best friends, he died from gun violence, and it was pretty tough. So, and that's another thing about this cast. Like, like Joseph said, they do stuff that they don't have to do. They're very selfless, and they pay attention. Like, my castmates, they saw that, and they reached out to me. They text me. They're checking on my mental health. Like, these are real human beings. Like, these are not just actors or actresses. These are real human beings that care and love each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool. I mean, you're clearly doing some great things on a couple of like great shows right now. And but pertaining to Force, you're around all these great people who are really like great in their acting, and clearly you're doing an amazing job as well. What are some of the things that you're picking up? What are you learning from watching them?
I'm definitely learning to be present, be in the now. You know, don't worry about anything else. And like Joseph said, to ask questions.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't always like that, but like now I wanna know everything. I wanna know, okay, what coverages are we doing? Like, okay, how's the camera going to be set up? Okay, how is this going? Like, I just want to be hands on with everything because it's very important to know everything and just, you know, like knowing your who, what, and why, like knowing what's your motive in the scene, knowing what you're trying to do, you know, knowing what's asked of you, and you know, performing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so glad that you brought this up because I have a lot of questions about your character because there's not a lot that we know. First of all, how old is Marshall?
Marshall is 15 years old.
Okay, what does a 15-year-old boy do in the club?
With Jannard.
Jannard got all
Yeah,
the
he's with
clout.
Jannard, man.
He
He's
got
with Jannard. I feel like Marshall looks up to Jannard in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my next question. So Marshall is 15. You have a cousin, Buddy. So do you have parents? Are we gonna like? I'm just because like I'm trying to figure out where he's from.
When I got the audition,
Yeah,
it like my description literally was just like he's a part of the crew. When I got on set, you know, like, and I feel like they saw what I could do. That's when they kind of like, you know, like brought me a part of it. You know what I'm saying? But I did my own homework. Like I was watching what Chris and Isaac was on. You know, I did my own homework. So I came up with my own thing. So I have a mother. I have a mother.
okay.
I'm in a single parent household. I have a mother, and my mother, she's not too really hands on. Like, you know, she's the working lady. Like she works all the time, works 24/7. So it's like she doesn't even have a sense for real of what I do.
We see that a lot.
So I love this because this is your own story. This is what you've created.
Yeah, this is what I've created. Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah.
So in episode 107, at what point did they sort of, because in 107, obviously we saw a change as far as Marshall and his character and how he's reacting to D-Mac and the crew and just deeper into his storyline. At what point did the director, the showrunner come to you and say, hey, we have something that we want to do that's a little deeper for this, or we're going to open up your character and explore it more? When did you find out about that?
The showrunner at the time, he actually didn't come to me. I would honestly say we were filming episode 4. We were filming episode 4 at the time, the scene where you saw me and D-Mac at the club. And so that's the first time I met 50 Cent. And so when 50 first met me, he was like, dang, young blood, like you going crazy, like you doing your thing. And I was like, I appreciate it. And so we were having another setup, and so like we actually got to sit down and we talked. And me and 50 talked for like an hour straight. And our showrunner at the time, Robert Munich, was sitting there, and he just saw like how like, you know, like I was just, you know, just embracing 50 and, just being normal and talking, telling him about my life and my story, because I'm from Gary, Indiana. So I'm from Gary, Indiana, and I brought up Gary to 50, and you know what I'm saying? We just had a great conversation. I don't know what happened with that conversation, but all I know is when I got my next script, it was like, yeah, Gary's in the script, and you have a cousin from Gary. And I was like, are you serious? And my cousin is Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah,
right. Freddie Gibbs. Like, oh, man, that's a surreal feeling because, you know, it's a negative light shedded on my city 24/7, but
yeah,
it's so much talent and it's so much greatness and wisdom in my city. You know, we just don't have the platform. You know what I'm saying? Gary is pretty small, so you know what I'm saying. You have the platform, and you know it's a lot of ways to get unfocused here and stuff like that. But if you got that mindset to just keep going, and if you're strong minded, you got a strong foundation, and you know you take advantage of that, I feel like you'll be just fine.
Anthony Fleming says this brother is focused, dedicated, and talented. 100, all in caps.
Appreciate you, AF3. I love you.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead.
Go ahead, Ben. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
In what ways do you feel like, I mean, you may not feel like you are at all like Marshall, but are there some similarities there?
Yes, but is there's one. Marshall has determination. Like when Marshall wants something, or when Marshall wants to do something, he's not gonna quit. Like he wants to do it. So like I feel like that's a characteristic that me and Marshall share. But other than that, we got that sense of humor too. Marshall has a sense of humor too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He does have jokes.
Yeah.
He has dropped some jokes.
Was the comment about the girl booty, was that in the script, or did you ad lib that?
Yeah. That was in the script. Yeah. That was definitely in the script. The onion booty line was in the script for sure.
Yeah. So,
but how much fun did you have saying that line though? Like, that
man, it was pretty fun. Like, man, like I got great responses from like, you know, our crew and our extras at the time too. Because like when we would do that scene, like they would say and cut. You just hear people laughing. I'm like, oh wow, like I'm doing that good. Like,
yeah,
wow. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great moment for me. Yeah, mentally.
Yeah.
What I do and what I'm enjoying about now with Marshall and D-Mac, now you're starting to see the separation. We kind of saw it, I want to say, in episode 4, where when you guys went to shoot up his dad's club, which you don't know that that's his dad's club, you know, you was like, why we here? If we, you know, like what's up? Why we here? So you started to see the tension. You started to see the friendship starting to unravel. And then it's episode 7. We see now where it completely unravels to the point now where you've cut him off completely. You pull a gun on him, and then you leave him out of the deal with Cousin Buddy.
Yeah.
I like where this is going, but I do have to. So let me just warn you. I'm really petty when it comes to certain things. I'm really quick to kill off people, right?
Yeah. Probably gonna kill you off right now.
Marshall,
I'm gone.
He's gone. I don't see a future in him because Marshall has already, you know, you've already introduced who needs to be with Jannard. So what's the point of having Marshall now? And now you're at odds with D-Mac, and at some point JP is gonna find out about him, and you somehow, your character somehow may be in the cross line, and I don't see a future.
All right, wait, but Ahmad, before you answer, Bam has been right sometimes, but he's been wrong sometimes too. So don't take that with a grain of salt.
No, I don't at all. I promise I don't at all. I appreciate how connected you are to the story and to 4-hour period. Like, I love it. Yeah.
I mean, as an actor, I wish you were on. I wish you for be on for many seasons, but in the world of power, I don't see much hope for Marshall. I really don't, but you know, we're glad to see that you're having such a fun time. And is there anything else that's coming up for you that you can talk about?
Oh yeah. Right now, I play Bakari on Showtime's The Shot. I've been with them since season 3, and season 5 is coming. It's coming really soon. And this season, they really developed my storyline. So you're gonna see a lot of Bakari. You're going to find out a lot about Bakari and the way that he is and why he's like that. So working on that right now as well. Okay,
nice. And we wish you well, and we really hope that you're back for season 2 of Forest. But I know you can't say anything about it because you know we can't do that. But anything else outside, like anything else you want to discuss or talk about before we let you go?
No. You guys have a full. I just appreciate you guys for having me. Like, seriously.
I do want to know one quick question before you go. What has been that we've seen already? What's been your favorite scene to shoot?
My favorite scene to shoot has to be when me and D-Mac fall out. Cause me and Lucien are boys. Like Lucien, that's my brother. I love him. And like when we first read it, was like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Like, it was so fun because like Lucien is so different. Like Lucien is one of the kindest, heartfelt people you can ever meet. Like, he's very like so nice. So like doing that scene and me having to rough him up and him having to come at me like that, it was just amazing, and it was fun. And we had a really good time. That whole day was amazing. Working with Barton Fitzpatrick, you know, Chris stuck around and watched the scene. He gave us some notes. You know, like it was just amazing.
Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And we really appreciate you coming on. We know you're busy and all of that stuff. And we didn't have to hear from Joseph to tell us that you are a star. And Anthony, thank you for saying that. We can see it. You know, you're definitely doing your thing, and it's coming across. So we appreciate it, and we're going to keep watching.
Yes.
And shout out to Gus Van Weering. I might be mispronouncing his last name. He's shouting you out in there, saying that you're a star. He's been up in the comments all up and through. So
amazing. When I first, because like I didn't get a chance to work with God. Like I wasn't on set when he was on set. But when I saw 501, when I saw 101 season 1, I was like, dude, he a gangster. Like Paulie is a gangster. Like Joseph said, he got that Goodfella feel to it. It was like, whoa, like this dude is a gangster. Him and Tommy Flanagan.
Paulie is.
Yeah,
he's the one.
Yeah, man,
love it.
Cats are crazy talented.
So Ahmad, listen, we want to thank you again for joining the Power After Club after show as we were discussing season 1, episode 7. Listen, we would love to have you come back. So anytime that we see Marshall in the future, please come back. We'd love to chat with you. And man, we wish you all the best of luck with this and the shine and everything else you got going on.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your night.
All right, you guys too.
Thank you.
See you later.
All right.
You guys, we want to thank you for tuning in. In conclusion, you guys, Robin, Jill, you guys have anything you want to say before we wrap up?
I just love. I'm gonna say the contrast as when we first started, you know, kind of commenting on the show and breaking it down from episode 1. We were like, we gotta see where this goes, you know. And here we are going into episode 8, and I think that I know. I mean, the show has come along so well. The cast, we're becoming more invested in the cast, obviously, and I'm just loving where it's going. And I'm getting those same feels like I used to get with the original Power. So that's all I'll say. I thought this was great. I thought both Joseph and Ahmad were great and added a lot for the viewers to, you know, check out and learn from. So this was great. Thank you, Ahmad. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Ahmad. Appreciate you so much. Thank you, Joseph. And thanks for everybody that stopped through, including the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
We can't wait to check out the last 2 episodes to see what happens.
Yes, 3 episodes, right? 8, 9, 10.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, 3.
Yeah. So
my math is off, but
it's all good.
We knew what you meant, though. We knew what you meant, Jill.
So again, thank you to Joseph Sikora and thank you to Ahmad Nicholas Ferguson. This has been real. Next week, we may have some more guests, so make sure you guys tune in every Monday at 6:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're the Power After Plug After Show. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
Good night.
Have a good night.